Everybody, it's Brain Smasher coming at you live from the Situation Room. How you doing? I'm doing a quick video today before I blast off to Europe for 2 weeks. So this is just going to be a quick collection update because I got a ton of shit in lately. And I just want to leave United States shores knowing that I'm caught up with my collection, because when I get back I'm going to have a fuckload of stuff to go through in the mail. I've got so much shit coming in. I'm really not a smart human being, guys. But anyways, I do it for my fucking love of metal. So I got some CDs, couple LPs. Let's get started. Oh, before we get started, actually, you're listening to... This is one of the CDs I got in. This is Belanos. Errances Onriques. I want to say that's how you say it. French one-man black metal band. Amazing Viking pagan black metal. This is the 2000, I don't know, maybe 2009 album or so. Definitely check this band out. Amazing, killer stuff. Just put out a new album, Cornog, which I covered in a couple of videos ago. So this is probably going to be one of my top 10 albums of the year. This is a band called Vorder, In the Shadow of the Wolf. This is an LP only release. It came out on, whoa, I'm not gonna pronounce that anytime soon. But Vorder is a killer, just fucking nuts and bolts Finnish black metal band. It's just a single jacket, nothing fancy. Comes with a cool lyric sheet. They're kind of like nature inspired lyrically, but honestly, I don't know if I can compare this band to, look at that little owl. Stylistically, they're just, you know, real straight and narrow, straight down the middle, plain old nasty Finnish black metal. They've been around for a long time. And actually this album was recorded at the same time, or the same session, as their previous EP, which I think was just called 3. They have 3 albums. They're just called like 1, 2, and 3, I want to say. But it's been a couple years since they had a release. And this is really fucking good. Just plain old Finnish black metal. Fucking rules. Next LP I've got. This is one of my favorite bands. One of my favorite albums from one of my favorite bands. And yes, this is a fucking carrot with railroad spikes going through it. If you know anything about Lugabrum, you know that they hate carrots. Fuck carrots. Just a really crazy, weird black metal band from Amsterdam, I believe, which is where I'm headed next week. So this is a double LP reissue on Aphelion Productions. Just super grim, nasty, and dissonant black metal. They're just real weird. In fact, they actually call themselves brown metal. There's some definitely infamous weirdos. And so this album was originally released, I want to say in 2003, I want to say. By the way, it's called De Totem. It's so hard to get these things back in there. Anyway, the other vinyl is black too. This was limited to... Fuck. I should have looked this up before I started this video. Anyways, it's got a couple of bonus tracks. 2 of them are live. One of them I'm not familiar with. But this album is just just a perfect fucking nasty black metal record. Yeah, so on to the CDs. First CD I got. This was inspired by Eric Bauer's post a couple of weeks ago, where he was talking about the reissue of this album. This is Molested's Blood Drum. Now, he had bought the reissue 2-CD version, which included the original mix and a remixed version that Dan Sueno did, and he was saying, and I wasn't familiar with that remix or remaster version of it, he was saying, just go ahead and stick with this version. So I got to looking on Discogs, and I was like, you know, this fucking reissue double CD is going for like $25 or something. I don't really see the point. And then I found that this is a bootleg of the original being sold by some Russian seller, and it was going for like, I don't know, $10, and shipping was like $10 or so. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll buy it on that. And I'm so impressed by the quality of this bootleg. You know, I've never seen the original copy of this thing, but you could fool me and tell me that this is the real thing. Originally on Effigy Records in 1995. And, you know, I believe you. The band photos all look great. This thing just came out so fucking nice. from what I could tell, man, I bet you could pass this as the real thing and sell it for $75 and get away with it. I'm sure that, you know, there's like some matrix code on the inside of the disc that's different than the original or whatever. But anyways, the thing is, this album is fucking brutal death metal from Norway. This album was originally released, like I said, in '95. And I don't know which one of these guys, but one of them is the founding guitar player in Borknagar, or Øystein Brun, I want to say. Maybe it's this guy, I want to say. Either way, killer fucking album. The production on this album is just I don't know, so guttural and sludgy and just heavy as all fuck. Speaking of heavy as all fuck, I also got this on CD. So this is Loss. This is the album Despond. Now, I've been familiar with this band for many, many years. In fact, the way I became familiar with Loss is I was at a Krieg, Bloodstorm, Knockmistium show in Chicago in 2002 or something, and I found a CD on the floor, and I bent over and I picked it up, and it was Loss's demo CDR. It came with a razor blade, and I was like, huh. I looked around to see if anybody had dropped it or whatever. So I don't know who it actually originally belonged to, but I saw that Mike Meacham, who was in this band, was at the show, and he must have been passing out copies of his then new band, their demo. But it took me a long time to actually, I guess, get this band until I saw them at Gilead Fest, the second Gilead Fest. Now, I saw them the first time around at Gilead Fest, and it just didn't really click for me. I don't know what happened, but the second time around, I was like, all right, I'm going to hunker down and just really give this band the ultimate chance they possibly deserve. So I watched them live, and like 3 songs in, it just fucking clicked with me. Just the sour notes that they were playing just really struck a chord with me finally, and it finally so eloquently conveyed such a like sorrowful, mournful sort of doom, like not a lot of bands do. And so I listened to this like fucking crazy after I saw that show. I quickly picked up the LP from them at that show and played the shit out of it. And I just decided it's time to get around to getting a CD copy of it for the car. Fucking love that album. The production on it is so tasteful and perfect. They have a new album coming out here. I don't know if they're going to get it out by the end of the year or not, but I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, that's a killer band. Now I'm ready, I think, to go back into their discography and see if their stuff lines up with this full-length Despond. So the next thing I got in a package of stuff from Pagan Flames, my good buddy up in Cedar Rapids. So the first thing I got is Raunacht. This album is called Zeitgeist, and this came out in 2013, I want to say, 14. And it's a full-length album of, I wanted to say that they were like German black metal. You know, the style is quite German in sound, but I want to say they're actually from Romania, if I'm not mistaken. This came out on Hammerheart Records, 2014, but it's a killer album. I've had a download of it for a couple of years and played it quite often, and I figured it was time to pony up and finally buy it. So next we've got Fall. This is a band I talked about a couple of videos, actually last video. Remember this band, Fall. So this is a full length, and this is an EP that came out a couple of years before that other one. I don't want to pronounce this, but you know, whatever, Samolgar, whatever. All this stuff is going to be linked down below in the description. One of these songs is a Droot cover. I love this packaging. It's like really super heavy cardboard, and I like these. I've always liked these little poofy CD holder things. Anyway, so I don't think I've even heard this one, so I'm interested in checking this out. Next, you all remember the band Pojast from a couple of videos ago. This is their more recent full length, and I've listened to a couple of songs off of this on YouTube so far, and I wasn't quite feeling it as much as the one before it, which I went fucking absolutely nuts for. So I'm looking forward to really giving this a fair shake as an album and trying not to compare it to the album before it, which was amazing. I'm sure this is going to be plenty good. I just need to give it, in all fairness, and not compare it to the one before it. Killer artwork. Yeah, looking forward to checking that out. So next I've got 2 CDs from the same band. I guess I'll go chronologically. This is a French band, Pensies Nocturnes. This is a one-man avant-garde as all fuck French black metal band. And they've got about 5 albums under their belt now. And this is the second one, and this one is called Grotesque. And it's like really theatrical, super, there's a lot of variety to the styles of music that it plays. I mean, seriously, like, there's some parts on this album where it sounds like a Dixieland fucking black metal band. I'm not kidding you. It's really, really strange, but it's really interesting. If I could just get this out. I don't know if there's anything cool in this booklet or not. I'm gonna have it tore up by the time I get it open. But so this is Grotesque. This one is a little more straightforward than the other one I'm gonna talk about here in a second. So yeah, it's a one-man black metal band. The drumming is super, super tight and furious and fast. The vocals are just absolutely mind-blowing. This guy is, I swear, almost as talented as Austin from Panopticon. This, like, just look at the liner notes on Metal Archives. This guy plays every single instrument on this album, and there's horns, there's strings, there's all kinds of stuff going on. From what I can gather, you know, this is all in French. By the way, this album, I guess, is called Nom d'une Pipe, something like that. I don't know. My bad French is really bad French. Cool booklet, lots of pictures in it. I don't know if this came out on vinyl ever or not, but I think this came out 2 years ago or so. Look at, I'm flipping through the pages showing me and not you. I'm obviously real prepared for this video. Lots of cool artwork in here. But yeah, it's just like theatrical, really interesting, super orchestral black metal. I've never heard anything else like it. I don't really know what to compare it to if you haven't heard it. But I highly recommend it if you're into something off the wall, strange, and unique. Pensies Nocturnes. So yeah, I've talked about this band, I want to say, in 2 other videos because I've gotten 2 of their CDs since I started doing this. This is Northern Silence. It came out on Northern Silence a couple years ago. And so actually what I'm doing is working my way backwards through this band's discography. From what I've heard, all of their albums are fucking incredible. Would you shut up? I'm doing a video. Gosh. Cat. Anyways, Bell & Hell's fucking rules. Listen to them now. Yeah, that's what I got for now. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. I'm off to Europe.